In today's video, we go beyond the unknown, exploring the mysterious Yowie in the remote Australian bushland. Let's see where the adventure begins. Now, before I go any further, I want to explain that a Yowie is a mythical creature from Australian Aboriginal folklore resembling a large, hairy humanoid, similar to Bigfoot. Reports of Yowie sightings in remote areas have contributed to its status as a cryptid, so the stakes for this video are high. Hopefully by the end of it, we've found some evidence of the elusive Yowie. Alright, so I'm not really even sure how to say this, but this was supposed to be me, a Yowie skeptic, with 3 staunch Yowie believers, and somehow along the last week, we've lost 2 of those Yowie believers, and it's just down to me and Jacob. So we're going to have a Yowie skeptic and a Yowie believer out in the bush on this adventure. Stay tuned, it's still going to be a great one. So I've done a whole lot of research to decide what area we were going to do this video in. And this area we're heading to is a particular hotspot where there has been several reports and supposed sightings and even police reports. So we have been warned not to camp in this area that we're going to, but we're going to check it out and see what we can find. So Jacob's in the 4B behind me, and the plan is we're going to meet at a central location, and then we'll go off from there and we'll find some bush tracks and a good spot for us to set up camp, and then we'll come up with our plan for our big Yowie hunt from there. Alright guys, so I'm here with Jacob. We've just pulled up to this area that we're going to be using for our Yowie investigation, but we're going to jump back in the 4Bs and we're going to go find a nice secluded camp spot to set up, and then we're going to share our plans with you for how we're going to go about filming this thing. We're going to go through some of the gear we've got and some of our strategies, so stay tuned, there's plenty more coming. Found camp. Jacob's just setting up over there. I brought a swag this time because I'm vehicle camping. It allows me to bring some extra things that I wouldn't normally have in my pack. So we're getting all set up, and then we're going to go through our plan. We're going to hop back into 4Bs and go catching some Yowie evidence, some Yowie footage. Whatever we can capture we'll be happy with, to be honest. Just trying to find some good Yowie scout points here.
Well, I'm a seeker of truth, and when you hear enough people talking about something like such as the existence of Yowies, then you know it gets me very, very interested. And you know, with what I've heard, I definitely believe that there's a possibility that they do exist. The closest we've come to is footprints, sounds, sightings, and you know, that's really it. Like we were camping about a month ago, and after everyone went to sleep, I was the last one awake at around the campfire, and I started to hear some pretty weird sounds. And you know, I don't know what it was. You know, that's probably the closest thing that I've come to hearing something very eerie. I'm excited. I'm very excited. You know, I feel a little bit nervous, but you know, I feel like, now, if we're going to find something, this is a good spot. I'm a skeptic. I've never seen or experienced any evidence of Yowies myself. I've spent a lot of time in the bush, and I would be very surprised if we come up with something at the end of this trip. So for me, I'm open-minded. If we spot something, or there's something that really, you know, makes me question things, hey, I could turn around on this, but for me, it's just more a matter of having some fun out here, getting an excuse to get out camping and, you know, go exploring in the bush. So
I'll be very surprised if we do come up with anything. All right, guys, Jacob and I just want to take you through a bit of the gear we've got with us today and a little bit about our plan to try and capture some evidence of Yowies if they are out there. So, Jacob, what have you brought with you today?
All right, so I brought the drone, the DJI Air 2S. We've also got 2 GoPros, the 11 and the 7.
I've brought with us good old trusty DSLR. That's the Canon 5D Mark IV. This is a heat sensitive camera. We're going to be doing a bit of a bushwalk later tonight and seeing if we can pick up the heat signatures of any animals, creatures or beasts that might be lurking out in the forest. We have got three separate trail cams. These have got infrared technology, so they're going to be able to pick up anything at night. They're also motion sensing. So these are going to be a big part of our major plan. We're going to be setting up 3 raw chickens out in the bush, each one with a trail cam watching it. And in the morning, we'll go back and collect our cams and we'll see what we've collected. All right, so we found a bit of a clearing here where we're going to set up our first raw chicken, and we're also going to have a trail cam, motion sensing trail cam, watching that chicken all night. So we'll see if we pick up something on this trail cam. All right, so we've got this clearing just behind me where we're going to put the next one. This one we're actually going to set up on the ground instead of suspended up in a tree like the last one. See what we can capture. Guys, so I'm now going to do some damper. That's for breakfast tomorrow, but I'm going to cook it up now so I don't have to stuff around tomorrow morning. Now, if you watched my damper video before, you already know how to make damper, so this should be a breeze. Let's have a look and see how he's going. And that is ready. That's perfect damper right there. Have a look at that, boys and girls. We'll get him off. Beautiful. We got brekkie sorted. Just about to go for a night walk through the bush, and we're going to be taking the heat signature camera with us. So everything that you're going to be seeing from here is taken both from the heat signature camera and also from Jacob's GoPro. Now, the reason I've decided to pause here is I don't feel like the footage you're about to see of our night walk does this any justice, but this was the most terrifying experience of the entire trip. We had chills down our spine. We felt as though we were being followed. Something was watching us from the bushes. It was as creepy as it gets. All right, so we've just got back to camp after our night walk. We didn't see anything conclusive. We did see some interesting stick formations. A couple of times, Jacob scared the shit out of me when his body came into the view of my heat signature camera, but definitely nothing conclusive out there from the heat signature camera and our night walk. I'm very interested to have a look at these trail cams in the morning. Well, it is just before 10 o'clock at night and the rain is really coming down. So me and Jake are probably just going to have a chat for a little bit longer. Whoa, look at that lightning. And we'll probably try and get some sleep, try our best to stay dry. The good news is, I've been told that Yowie sightings are more common in the early morning after heavy rain. So that might be a good sign for us for tomorrow morning. So the plan this morning is enjoy a little bit of that damper that I made last night, and then we're going to go check the trail cams, see what we've got. Hopefully we've come up with something, so we'll see how we go. Enjoy a bit of damper first and we'll go from there. If we've got anything. Trail cam 1, we did get the motion sensor set off last night, but it was not a big hairy man in the footage. So in this one we did capture a joey, but what we noticed that was strange is everything was pink due to an issue with the infrared sensor from something that happened the night before. Although we didn't get any footage from the night before, there was nothing that set it off despite the fact that there was a raging storm. Unfortunately, all we managed to capture on this last cam was hours and hours of crows pecking at our chook, so no definitive evidence of Yowies on camera for this trip.
I'm still convinced they exist, even though we didn't find anything. You know, like this is just one expedition that we've done. It was quite spooky. You know, we did hear some pretty eerie sounds. We found a lot of trees that were knocked over that looked very unusual. You know, I feel like these Yowies are intelligent and they know what to look out for. And us setting up the traps the way we did were very unnatural. And you know, if they're as smart as we think they are, then they wouldn't have went for the bait.
So we didn't see anything that I would call conclusive as far as Yowie sightings on this trip, but as someone who's a staunch skeptic, there were some unusual things that we did come across. You know, there was some, especially on that our heat sensitive camera walk last night, we definitely got an eerie feeling out there. You know, I wasn't comfortable out there. We found some trees that were pushed over in really unusual formations. When I was in my swag last night, I was packing it for a bit, you know, thinking, geez, what if I'm wrong about this whole thing and the Yowies really are out there? And that was the end of our great Yowie adventure. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.